خلیفہ کے ہم ہیں خلیفہ ہمارا، وہ دل ہے ہمارا آقا ہمارا، ہمارا ہمارا خلیفہ ہمارا، وہ دل ہے ہمارا آقا ہمارا، وہ دل ہے ہمارا آقا ہمارا۔
Assalamu alaikum and welcome to This Week with Huzoor. We all saw the 3 blessed days of Jalsah Salanah UK last weekend. Beloved Huzoor, Aidullah Ta'ala blessed Aziz's schedule remained busy following the conclusion of Jalsa. We are now honoured to present highlights of Jalsah Salanah UK and a Mulaqat held in Islamabad with representatives of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Lawyers Association from various countries.
3 blessed days, 5 inspirational speeches, and 1 emotional birth. We all witnessed the immense responsibility Huzoor Ayyadullah Ta'ala ibn Nasir al-Aziz carried at Jalsah Salanah UK. But away from the public eye, Huzoor's schedule remained busy even after the 3 blessed days. This is our Jalsah Salanah UK 2022 special report. Thousands of Ahmadi Muslims flocked to Khalifatul on Friday morning to be in the presence of their beloved master, Hazrat Khalifatul Masih V, Ayyadullah Ta'ala ibn Nasir al-Aziz. As Huzoor walked on stage, there was complete silence from those in attendance in anticipation of his words. During the sermon, Huzoor reminded the volunteers and the attendees of Jalsah Salanah of their responsibilities. Later that day, Huzoor arrived to raise the Lawai Ahmadiyyat. After leading silent prayer, as Huzoor walked towards the Jalsa Gah, slogans were raised as Ahmadi Muslims waited for Huzoor's arrival. During the inaugural session, Huzoor reminded all Ahmadis of how fortunate we are to have accepted the promised Messiah alayhi salam.
ہم ان لوگوں میں شامل ہیں جنہوں نے اس فساد کے زمانے میں مسیح موعود علیہ السلام کو ماننا ہے، اور یہ اللہ تعالیٰ کا ہم پر بہت بڑا احسان ہے کہ اس نے ہمیں ان لوگوں میں شامل فرمایا، یا ہم نے ان لوگوں میں شامل ہونے کا عہد کیا ہے جو اس آسمانی پانی سے فیض حاصل کرنا چاہتے ہیں۔
The following day, Hazrat Khalifatul Masih V, Aidullah Ta'ala ibn Nasir al-Aziz, joined the Lajna session of Jalsah Salanah UK 2022. As Huzoor entered the Jalsa Gah, he was greeted with passionate slogans by the Lajna in attendance. After the formal recitation of Tilawat and Nazm, Huzoor addressed the Lajna members, in which he presented examples of some exemplary Muslim women, from which the picture of a true Muslim woman believer could be seen. Huzoor narrated a quote of Hazrat Mirza Bashir Ahmed Razillahu Anhu.
حضرت مرزا بشیر احمد صاحب آپ لکھتے ہیں کہ غرض کوئی کام بھی ایسا نہیں جو عورت نہیں کر سکتی، وہ تبلیغ بھی کر سکتی ہے، وہ پڑھا بھی سکتی ہے، وہ لڑائی میں بھی شامل ہو سکتی ہے، اور اگر مال اور جان کی قربانی کا سوال ہو تو وہ ان کی قربانی بھی کر سکتی ہے، اور بعض کام وہ مردوں سے بھی لے سکتی ہے۔ مرد بعض دفعہ کمزوری دکھا جاتے ہیں، اس وقت جو غیرت عورت دکھاتی ہے وہ کوئی اور نہیں دکھا سکتا۔
At the end, Huzoor listened to taranas prepared by the Lajna members. Later that day, Huzoor returned to the men's Jalsa Gah to address Ahmadi Muslims once again. Huzoor spoke about the blessing of Allah the Almighty on the Ahmadiyya Muslim community in the past year.
اللہ تعالیٰ کے فضل سے اس سال دنیا بھر میں پاکستان کے علاوہ جو نئی جماعتیں قائم ہوئی ہیں ان کی تعداد 355 ہے۔ ان نئی جماعتوں کے علاوہ 855 نئے مقامات پر پہلی بار احمدیت کا پودا لگا ہے۔ نئی جماعتوں کے قیام میں کانگو کنشاسا سر فہرست ہے، یہاں اس سال 40 نئی جماعتیں قائم ہوئی ہیں۔ اس کے بعد دوسرے نمبر پر تنزانیہ ہے جہاں 36 نئی جماعتیں قائم ہوئی ہیں۔ تیسرے نمبر پر سیرا لیون ہے جہاں اس سال 31 نئی جماعتیں بنی ہیں۔ اللہ تعالیٰ کے فضل سے اس سال بیتوں کی تعداد 1,76,836 ہے، گزشتہ سال کی نسبت 51,615 کا اضافہ ہے اللہ کے فضل سے۔ 109 ممالک سے 160 سے زائد اقوام احمدیت میں داخل ہوئیں، اور اللہ تعالیٰ जो कामयाबियाँ अता फरमा रहा है, ये तो महज अल्लाह ताला का फ़ज़ल है। हमें भी लहू लगा के इसमें शामिल होने की कोशिश करनी चाहिए, कुछ ना कुछ कोशिश करनी चाहिए। अल्लाह ताला हमारी ज़रा सी कोशिश में बरकत डालेगा, क्योंकि अल्लाह ताला का हज़रत मसीह अलैहिस्सलाम से ही वादा है। बस हम में से वो खुशकिस्मत हैं जो अपने अमलों के ज़रिए से, अपनी तबलीग के ज़रिए से हज़रत मसीह अलैहिस्सलाम के इस मिशन को पूरा करने की कोशिश करेंगे और दुनिया में फिर इस्लाम गालिब होगा, इस्लाम का बोलबाला होगा। और आज जो दुनिया इस्लाम को तहकीर की नज़र से देखती है, वो दोबारा हज़रत मोहम्मद मुस्तफ़ा सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम के नगमे गाएगी, आपकी मदद करेगी और आपके पीछे चलने में अपना फ़ख्र महसूस करेगी। अल्लाह करे कि हम अपनी ज़िंदगियों में ये सब देखने वाले हों।
As the second day came to an end, Ahmadi Muslims were anxiously waiting for the day that followed. After 3 years, they would be able to take part in the Bai'at ceremony once again.
Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lahu wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu. I bear witness that there is none worthy of worship except Allah. He is one and has no partner. And I bear witness that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is his servant and messenger.
United under one banner as Ahmadi Muslims renewed their pledge, the entire Jalsa Gah was flooded with tears of emotion, and in just a few hours, the attendees will witness the conclusion of Jalsah Salanah UK. As Ahmadi Muslims gathered their emotions, Huzoor arrived at the Jalsa Gah for one last time. Huzoor emphasized to those present their duty to spread the message of true Islam Ahmadiyyat.
बस हमारा काम है कि इस खूबसूरत तालीम के हुस्न को दुनिया को बताते चले जाएं। नेक फितरत लोगों को इस्लाम की खूबसूरत तालीम से आगाह करें और मुखालिफीन और बेजा एतराज़ करने वालों के मुंह बंद करें।
With those words and a silent prayer joined by millions around the world, Hazrat Khalifatul Masih V, may Allah be his helper, invoked the greeting of Assalamu alaikum as the sun set on yet another Jalsah Salanah UK. As Huzoor returned to his residence, Huzoor's immensely busy schedule resumed. One of the meetings Huzoor had in the days immediately after the Jalsa was with representatives of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Lawyers Association from various countries at Islamabad. After tilawat and brief introductions, each country's president of the association had the opportunity to present a brief report of their activities.
In our aim to provide services to humanity via legal assistance to marginalized individuals, who will be the beneficiaries of our services will be the indigenous, native, aboriginal people of Canada. How will they benefit? So, Pyare Huzoor, in 2017-18, indigenous people represented only 4% approximately of the overall Canadian population, but they formed 28% of the Canadian prison population. Indigenous people in Canada also have the highest unemployment rates, lower levels of education attainment, and they face systematic discrimination. The Lawyers Association proposes to provide legal assistance for both criminal and civil law matters. The Lawyers Association will partner with existing approved legal aid organizations. We also propose to fund judicially approved third-party programs which assist in the reformation and rehabilitation of the members of the indigenous communities who have been released from the prison to help prevent reoffending.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The current Ghanaian prison capacity is about 9,500. Should hold about 9,500 people, but there are about 14,000 prisoners. So there's a real humanitarian crisis in the jails. So the government and the judicial service has partnered up, and they've set up mobile courts in the prisons with a view to decongesting the prisons, and that is called the Justice for All program. As Ahmadiyya Muslim Lawyers Association, we have offered our services to the Justice for All program to act as lawyers for some of the prisoners, because most of them are not able to afford legal services. Article 14.4 of the 1992 Constitution of Ghana, which says that every prisoner shall be tried within a reasonable period of time. So how would they benefit? They are going to get their freedom, and in so doing, we are going to decongest the prison so that...
that article is never followed.
Yes, it hasn't been followed. So it's a breach of their fundamental human rights as enshrined in the
human
Constitution.
Right, it is on the paper, but not in practice.
Not in practice. So that is why we are seeking to assist so that we can comply with the constitutional provision.
As we have a high number of law students, the first is to get Ahmadi law students involved in NGO work. The beneficiaries here of this would be everyone who is going through human rights violations, especially outside Germany, but also discriminated Muslims in Germany, as the conflict of anti-Muslim racism is rising in Germany.
As the meeting concluded, some lawyers had the opportunity to seek the guidance of Huzoor to their questions.
Your Holiness, we seek your guidance on how we can increase the participation of Ahmadi lawyers in the provision of legal services to humanity through the Lawyers Association.
That is the task I have given to you. You will have to find out how to increase the number of participants in your Lawyers Association. You know your culture, you know your people, you know the psyche of your people, you know the psyche of your lawyers. So I have given some guidelines to Jonathan Sahib, so you can ask him. Otherwise, you will have to prepare the report. You tell me how you can do it. If they are true Ahmadis and they know the importance of Ahmadiyyat and they know the importance of service to the mankind, and they know the service to the Jamaat, then they would definitely come forward to join your association.
We have been urged as Ahmadi Muslims to participate both in politics and administration of justice at the highest level. Now, in our part of the world, these systems are highly corrupt, and individuals who enter them tend to be corrupted. My question is, how does an Ahmadi Muslim wanting to heed to this clarion call by Huzoor participate in it and still keep their morality intact?
You see, it's not a matter of these two departments who are corrupt. The whole world is corrupt. The whole society is corrupt. I have been advising you all the time that how Ahmadis should reform these people. What is the role of an Ahmadi? You tell them that honesty and justice, they are the two main things. So, until and unless these two things are shown properly by everyone, by political leaders, by lawyers, by every person or every person who is in authority in any of the department, then this is the only way. So our work is only to keep on reminding them, keep on telling them, keep on advising them. So this is, and then show your own example. When you set your own example, then they would know that there are some people in our society who are honest and who try to practice and implement justice in the society.
When I listen to the stories of early Islam and Hazrat Khalid bin Walid Raziallah in the Friday sermons that Huzoor Anwar has been delivering these days, I wonder, Huzoor, how can we become Sultan-e-Nasir for you and Jamaat-e-Ahmadiyya?
So if you listen to those sermons properly, then within that sermon you will find the way how you can become the Sultan-e-Nasir of the Khalifatul and Jamaat-e-Ahmadiyya. And apart from that, I have given some instruction to Jonathan Sahib. Time to time he has been getting guidance from me. So you can take all these things. ٹھیک ہے.
The meeting concluded with a silent prayer led by Huzoor.
Ameen.
Following the meeting, Huzoor's schedule of official meetings and family mulaqats continued.
Those were just some highlights from beloved Huzoor's activities over the last week. We now end with our final segment, the Friday Sermon Summary.
In today's Friday sermon, Huzoor, may Allah be his helper, spoke regarding the Jalsah Salanah UK held last weekend. Huzoor, may Allah be his helper, mentioned the immense blessings of Allah the Almighty in holding a successful Jalsa after a number of limited Jalsas over the past 3 years.
الحمدللہ اللہ تعالیٰ نے ہمیں گزشتہ ہفتے برطانیہ کے جلسہ سالانہ منعقد کرنے کی توفیق عطا فرمائی، اور اللہ تعالیٰ کے بے شمار فضل ہم نے ان 3 دنوں میں دیکھے. اس سال بھی پہلے یہی خیال تھا کہ جو وبا کووڈ کی پھیلی ہوئی ہے، اس کی وجہ سے گزشتہ سال کی طرح چھوٹے پیمانے پر جلسہ کیا جائے. لیکن پھر آخری مہینے میں یہ فیصلہ ہوا کہ برطانیہ کے تمام احمدیوں کو جلسہ میں شمولیت کی اجازت دی جائے. اس فیصلہ پر شروع میں تو انتظامیہ کچھ پریشان تھی، لیکن بہرحال پھر انہوں نے تیاری شروع کی، اور جیسا کہ میں نے کہا کہ ہم نے اللہ تعالیٰ کے فضلوں کو برستے دیکھا. جلسے کا بڑا انتظار ہوتا ہے، سارا سال انتظار رہتا ہے، بڑی تیاریاں بھی انتظامیہ کو کرنی پڑتی ہیں. لیکن پھر جب جلسہ شروع ہوتا ہے تو پتہ ہی نہیں چلتا کہ یہ 3 دن کس طرح جھپکتے میں گزر گئے. اس سال لوگوں کو بھی مختلف حوالوں سے بعض تحفظات تھے. مجھے بھی بعض نے خط لکھے اور فکر کا اظہار کیا. لوگ خود بھی بہت دعائیں کر رہے تھے، میں بھی دعائیں کر رہا تھا، جماعت کے افراد بھی دعائیں کر رہے تھے. بہرحال اللہ تعالیٰ نے تمام تحفظات اور خوفوں کو امن میں بدل دیا.